Welcome to Backstage Pass, Rockstar Pro Wrestling's official podcast. It's the ultimate opportunity to look behind the scenes at Rockstar Pro and hear from the wrestlers themselves. Now here are your hosts, Kris and Mark Turner.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Backstage Pass. This is episode 37 of Rockstar Pro's official podcast. I am Kris, joined, as always, by my co-host at the commentation station, Mark Turner.
That's right, I'm here. I'm ready to go. Episode 37, we're heading into perhaps the biggest iPPV, the biggest event in Rockstar Pro Wrestling history. I'm ready for it. I hope you are too, man.
Oh, I am super pumped for 4 because I know what's going to happen, man.
I knew this was coming.
I know who's going to win Armageddon Games.
Right.
I know Kris is going to be standing tall over his brother. I can't wait. But before we get to that, I'm certain you want to talk about the events that happened at Ultimatum.
Absolutely. Let's go over it. Our last iPay-per-view Ultimatum, which you can see here on the Rockstar Pro Network, or if you're listening audioly. Is that a word?
No.
No, not at all? But listening is. If you're listening on the podcast, then you can order the Rockstar Pro Network and see Ultimatum, and you can see the main event in which Rockstar Pro Wrestling, the roster, defeated the Foundation in the main event, and the tide changed in the war with the Foundation, thanks to the returns of Ganger and especially the game changer Dave Kris himself. What an awesome event that was, Kris.
It was. Don't get me wrong. I thought Ultimatum was great. I wasn't thrilled with how it ended. I feel like I was blindsided. No one had any idea Ganger was coming back. No one had any clue whatsoever that Dave Kris was coming back. I honestly don't think it was all that fair.
Oh, not fair?
Well, no. Aaron knew who his opponents were, for weeks in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of a sudden, the day of the show, they're going to surprise us with Ganger and Dave Kris.
Well, Foundation gave him a chance to get 2 mystery partners. They didn't think he could find partners. He found them. I mean, he left the door open. Jake left the door open for him to get partners. But at the same time, you said you were blindsided, right?
Yeah.
You were blindsided as much as everybody at Rockstar Pro was blindsided when Jake Kris super kicked his brother back in December? Like that kind of blindside?
Probably not as much.
Not as much? Well,
no.
I'll tell you what. Go ahead.
Because Jake Kris changed the industry. At Ultimatum, yes, you saw fan favorites Ganger and Dave Kris return to in-ring action. But Dave Kris, when he super kicked his brother in the face on December 9th, that changed everything.
It did change everything, but Dave Kris, his return at Ultimatum, I'm telling you what, I got chills up my spine. That moment, the video that played, it looked like Dave Kris was dead.
It did.
He was back from the dead, and he saved Rockstar Pro on that night. What a moment. Crowd was going crazy. Yeah. Amazing moment.
Well, Rockstar Pro may have been saved, as you say, but more importantly, the Foundation did represent at Ultimatum. Grits and Gravy still tag team champions after defeating Pretty Big in Ace Perry and Jim Hutchison. And this is my favorite part.
Here we go.
The mid-card Messiah, Mikhail, beat the living hell out of DJ Hyde, your hero.
Well, I don't know if he beat the hell out of DJ Hyde. I mean, he won the matchup, but that's because Jock Sampson showed up out of nowhere and helped him win the matchup. Well, what do you think about that? Jock returning? What's that all about?
I think if Ganger and Dave can just show up unannounced, then so can Jock.
And what's this relationship with Jock helping Mikhail? What was that about? Was he helping Mikhail, or does he just have a vendetta against DJ Hyde? I don't even know.
You know what? When you need to know, you will be told, Mark.
What, did Jock tell you that?
No comment.
No comment at all. Okay. But, Ultimatum was an amazing iPay-per-view. Jeremiah got his hands on Wings. I'm sure you love that. He finally got his hands on him in that one-on-one matchup, and he beat him with a pop-up powerbomb.
Yeah, once.
Hey, I mean, he was waiting for that one fair one-on-one opportunity. Bobby Olsen kept interfering in every match, right?
Yeah, so he beat Wings, and now he's ended up in a tag team with a breakdancing jackass. Good job, Jeremiah.
They're 2 bad dudes. It's an awesome tag team. Hey, they might be the next tag team champions.
Right, right.
You never know.
That's going to happen.
You never know. And not only that, we had a scramble match at Ultimatum in which Samantha Heights came out on top. And at the end of that match, we saw Samantha Heights and Kyle Maverick reunite. How great was that moment? I know you loved it, Kris.
Oh, God, it was gross. That display of PDA. I thought this was supposed to be TV PG for kids.
Well, I don't know. It was true love. It's great seeing Kyle Maverick and Sam back together. And you know what? After Ultimatum, those two have been winning like never before since they're back together.
Yeah, winning like never before until last week when Kyle Craven absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, what's that about?
Both Maverick and Sam. Do you think Sam has ever been thrown to the mat with that sort of force before?
Well, Sam can dish it with the guys. She's been fighting men for a while, and they've taken it to her, but I don't think she's ever felt anything like that. A power bomb with that velocity, I don't think so. That was incredible. Craven certainly is sending a message. Not only did he powerbomb them, he got Percy Davis again as usual, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. He likes picking on Percy Davis.
But Craven, I guess it's not just about Percy anymore. He wants to send a message to everybody, right?
I guess so. That message is he's going to powerbomb the hell out of you.
Right.
I guess. But in other news, I know that you love this group, Mark. I know that you're in tight with them. I know that you hang out with them all the time.
Give it to me.
Ohio is for Killers.
Absolutely, yeah.
Has a new member.
Yes, they do. The baddest man alive, Aaron Williams, is an OI4K. I mean, basically, he's almost been an OI4K anyway. It's just official now. He's an official member of OI4K. OI4K is pretty strong. I mean, Foundation, they better watch out. If OI4K is united, say what you want to say. I see you smiling over there. What are you thinking right now?
As strong and as united and as solid as OI4K may be.
Yeah.
How's Dave's new look, do you think?
Oh, come on now.
Huh?
Come on now. That's a cheap shot. You know it is, Kris.
Oh, I loved it,
It's a cheap shot.
Oh, I loved it. Seeing Mathis and Mikhail and Dustin hold down Dave as Jake just sheared off that thick, full, luxurious beard.
I have a tough time even recognizing Dave now without that beard. That's been a signature look for Dave Crist for how many years?
Not anymore.
Yeah, and Jake Crist just made this war even bigger than ever. I mean, Jake Crist and Dave Crist, it's obviously no secret. These guys have faced off how many times? What are you doing?
He's getting into his head, Mark. Doesn't matter how many times they've faced off before. What matters is what happens at 4.
Right, you're right. And what I was getting at, though, is that they faced off many times, and we know that their skills, they know each other so well, but this is the most personal it's ever been between them.
Oh, no question.
No doubt about it. All their matches, this is the most personal it's ever been. This isn't about who's the better man tonight. It's, I want to kick your ass. Who's going to kick the other person's ass at 4? Yeah. And I think it's going to be Dave Crist. After what they did to his beard, after Jake turning on him in December, after everything that's happened to Dave Crist, he's going to show up ready for a fight at 4.
Here's what I think. I think he's like Samson. I think that beard was his source of power, and now that it's gone, I think Jake is just going to mop the floor with him.
Wait, are you serious right now? You think Dave Crist's ability is in his beard?
Well, it was. Not anymore.
Well, we'll find out at 4.
Well, yeah.
We'll find out.
Let's stop beating around the bush here. Let's talk about 4. Our biggest internet pay-per-view ever. You can catch it right here on the Rockstar Pro Network.
Yes, you can. Or audioly. No, never mind.
Oh
never mind.
God,
no,
really?
go ahead. I'm sorry, I messed up.
YouTube, Spreaker, yes, we know, Mike.
Okay.
Friday, February 5th.
February 5th. I'm not the only one that messed up.
I almost got to the year before the date. I'm too excited. Friday, February 5th, 2016. Doors open at 7. First bell's at 7:30. You want to be here at 7 or before. There is going to be a line halfway down the street, I think.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is the biggest event, like you said, in the history of
Absolutely.
Rockstar Pro Wrestling. There's going to be a ton of people here. Make sure you're here early. You might want to bring your own chair.
Yeah.
Or get ready to stand, because it's going to be standing room only. It's going to be a great crowd. They're going to be hot for some wrestling action. I can't wait for 4.
4 years in the Rockstar Pro Arena.
Incredible.
And I tell you what, we have a hell of a card to celebrate that fact.
Absolutely. This could be the biggest card ever. We talked about it earlier. Jock Sampson and DJ Hyde. I mean, this is a matchup a few months ago I would have never guessed was going to happen here in Rockstar Pro Wrestling. Jock Sampson, DJ Hyde, these are 2 big-name independent professional wrestlers. And they're here, and DJ Hyde wants to get some revenge for what Jock cost him at Ultimatum. I'm sure DJ's embarrassed that he lost to Mikhail, and Sampson's the one to blame.
I can't wait to see DJ's eyes, pop out of their sockets when Jock strangles him with that big bull rope.
Oh, yeah, you think Jock's definitely going to bring that bull rope.
Of course he
is.
is.
But DJ Hyde, he's going to bring that lariat, and he's going to lariat that head right off the shoulders of Jock Sampson. I can't wait.
Well, let's get to something that I'm personally invested in.
All right, what is it?
And that is my family member, Shane Strickland, taking on Matt Taylor at 4.
You talk about shocking moments. We talk about Jake turning. How about Shane Strickland joining the Foundation? That caught me by surprise, too.
Throwing up those 2 fingers. You didn't see it coming, did you, Mark?
It was a swerve.
You got swerved.
I got swerved. I got worked. I got all of it. What are you guys saying? All of that stuff?
All that stuff.
But Shane Strickland is an amazing performer.
That he is.
He is a
That's why he's going to kill Matt Taylor.
Professional wrestler. But Matt Taylor, he's one of the best Rockstar Pro has. He's done everything except win the Rockstar Pro Championship. And if he wants to get a title shot beating the likes of Shane Strickland, that'll catapult him right up there. No doubt about it. Shane Strickland is one of the best in the world.
Yeah, damn straight he is.
Ready. Taylor's going to be ready.
Hey, the Foundation knows talent when they see it. That's why we approached Shane Strickland with this offer to join us.
Yeah, and, Shane's great. We'll see what happens at 4. That's going to be a great matchup,
Definitely.
No doubt about it. But on top of that, we have some ladies' action coming up.
Yeah.
Samantha Heights is going one-on-one with Angel Dust. What a treat that's going to be.
Yeah, definitely. Angel Dust from Northern Ohio, coming down southwest to visit us in Dayton. I think Samantha Heights is going to have her hands full in this one.
Angel Dust has definitely made a name for herself. She is a tremendous performer. Samantha Heights is always looking for competition here in Rockstar Pro, especially female athletes. She wants the best female athletes in the world to come to Dayton, Ohio to take her on. And Samantha Heights will be up for the challenge, and I can't wait for this matchup. It's going to be a treat for the Rockstar Nation, no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah. Women's wrestling, it's always nice to see some of that get on the card, and I think we have a great match here. Next up, we have Joe Gacy versus, I know, one of your favorite wrestlers.
Yeah.
Zachary Wentz in a rematch from Ultimatum.
Yeah, that was something we didn't talk about earlier.
True.
Ultimatum. Zachary Wentz did defeat Chainsaw Joe Gacy. Joe Gacy, of course, a former 3-time CZW Wired champion, and a huge victory for Zachary Wentz. And now we get a rematch here at 4, and if it's as good as it was at Ultimatum, then it's going to be a great matchup, no doubt about it.
Certainly, certainly. I will not deny the talent of either of those wrestlers. Well, let's talk about a match that has a lot of buzz around it. I know that it was a highlight for a lot of people the last time we had one here at Rockstar, an aerial assault match.
Absolutely. It's only happened one other time in Rockstar Pro history, like you said, and it was a crazy matchup. We had bodies flying all over the building. We had people jumping off the ceiling and everything.
It was crazy.
It was insane, and now we get part 2, and you know this is going to be good. I mean, look at some of the names in this thing. We have Kyle Maverick, Ace Perry, Kyle Craven, Clayton Jackson, Percy Davis, Big Jim, Wings, Alexander James will be back, and who knows, surprises could be in that. You never know who's going to be in that matchup. It's going to be insane. That's all I know.
And the winner gets a shot at Ron Mathis's American Lucha Core Championship.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about in Rockstar Pro. It's all about holding gold in this company. We have the Rockstar Pro Championship, the American Lucha Core Championship, and the Tag Team Championships. There's only 4 champions in this company.
That's right.
And this is a huge opportunity for any one of those competitors.
And speaking of those championships and those champions, someone seems to be missing on this card.
Well, the Rockstar Pro Champion, the product, the King of Taunts, David Starr. He's not going to be here because he's in Europe defending the Rockstar Pro Championship, and he's making that championship a world championship. I mean, a tremendous honor for Rockstar Pro to make the championship a world title.
Yeah, from what I see, he's just hanging out in Germany, eating a bunch of marshmallow-filled chocolates, getting that super dick man.
What are you talking? The man is competing in Europe, and he's representing Rockstar Pro Wrestling. I mean, that's a great thing for this company.
Yeah, he's not here fighting for his championship like Ron Mathis, like Grits and Gravy.
Well, I mean, hold on here. We're on the Rockstar Pro Network right now, right?
Yeah.
And David Starr is out there promoting this company, promoting this network across the globe.
Sure.
I mean, we're getting all sorts of new eyes to this network because of David Starr defending that championship around the world. I mean, it's a very prestigious thing. It's a great thing he's doing for this company right now. You can't deny that, right?
Can we get to the next match?
All right, let's just get to the next match. This is the one right here. We talked about it earlier.
It is.
Jake Kris versus Dave Kris, brother versus brother, but never this personal. I can't wait for it.
Oh, absolutely. This one is going to tear the house down, I think.
It always does.
Sides have been chosen. You know, there are those that back Dave and, want to say, the Rockstar locker room has to stand united. And then there are smart people like me that join the foundation, right? And know that Jake Kris has a vision that the entire family believes in. And we are going to follow him to the very end.
Well, Jake Kris, he's fighting for himself and his little group of buddies, right? Dave Kris is fighting for all of Rockstar Nation and the rest of the roster. So I think Dave Kris is going to be ready to go, and he's got revenge on his mind after that facial hair was cut. I hope you never cut this, by the way. You're not doing it. Okay.
Come on, man. You look great. The less of your face I see, the better.
Oh. So moving on.
Yeah, let's move on to some champions who actually defend their titles here in Dayton, Ohio. The Four Corners Tag Team title match featuring our champions, Grits and Gravy, versus the Viking War Party, Two Bad Dudes, and this is awkward.
And this is a bit awkward right now because it's the Viking War Machine. I mean, they do like to party, but they are the Viking War Machine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But anyway, it's a four-corner tag team match, so, if my math is correct, Grits and Gravy, they might not have great odds to retain those championships after this matchup.
You got to break out your little calculator?
A little calculator, I believe, as other announcers would say, it's 25% chance, right? It's
I don't know about that.
Finish.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
How long have Grits and Gravy been champions?
Oh, they've been champions a while.
How many other teams are two-time Rockstar Pro champions?
There aren't any.
How many other tag teams have someone the size and the power of John Murray? How many have individuals with the strength and the in-ring experience and that referee past of Bruce Gray? None. That's how many. None more tag teams.
But you talk about the smarts of Grits and Gravy, right? I mean, this is a four-corner tag team match. It's going to be hard for them to do their normal tricks in a standard tag match. This is four teams here. It's going to be fast-paced, not necessarily to their advantage, and it'll be very interesting. I want to know an inside scoop, though. Is that buffoon, that Sideshow Bob, Jimmy James, is he going to be ringside for that match?
Of course he is.
Oh, no.
And it's Jimmy James. I may have forgotten his name at Ludus, but that's because he gave me a nip from his flask, and I don't know what was in there, but it was powerful. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
much.
I believe that. I can smell the second he steps foot in the building. Yeah,
of course he'll be there with his team. Hopefully, we'll hear his lovely dulcet tones rather than JP ring announcing.
Well, that's going to be a big matchup for sure. But we've talked about all the matches except for one.
Yes.
The big-time main event, it's Armageddon Games. We have two teams of four. We have the Foundation and Team C-Dub facing off in the main event of four. I can't wait for this one, Kris.
Oh, it's going to be absolutely incredible. We have the Foundation.
Give me your team members.
The mid-card Messiah Michael.
All right.
We have Alex Colon, our newest family member.
That shocked me too.
Dustin Reyes, the Catalyst. You know this man's experienced in violence. And the American Lucha Core champion, Ron Mathis.
That's right, and that man knows violence as well. And he's going to start that matchup for your team, right?
That's right. Against who?
Against C.W. Scott.
That's right.
Yeah, you're right. C.W. Scott. Speaking of Team C-Dub, let's go over all the members of that team.
Go for it.
As well. The Foundation will be facing off against C.W. Scott, who will start that match. The baddest man alive, Aaron Williams, owns the record books in this company.
Yeah.
The Pitbull Ganger. You want to talk about a man that knows violence.
Sure.
That's Ganger. And then the Callahan Death Machine himself, Sammy Callahan. You know how good this guy is. I mean, what a team this is as well. And C.W. Scott, he will start that matchup.
Yes.
For Team C-Dub. A very interesting move for C-Dub, no doubt about it.
Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be insane. There's weapons all over the place, barbed wire, an open cage. It's going to be crazy. It's your old school war games, right? Where two competitors start, and then at a set time, more people come in, meets your ultra-violent death match.
Yeah, it meets the ultra-violent death match. I'm not sure the exact specifics of the match beyond that right now, but I do know it's going to be bloody, it's going to be violent, it's going to be insane, and it's not something that anybody's going to want to miss.
It's going to be amazing, and it's only at 4 here in Dayton, Ohio, or on the Rockstar Pro Network.
Yes.
Well, I believe we have a spotlight segment.
Yeah, I found somebody back there to be here for the spotlight segment. Yeah.
You booked someone?
Yeah, I booked someone. It's going to be a great guest. Trust me, you're going to love it. At this point in time, let's take it to the guest spotlight here on the Backstage Pass podcast. Let's go to that.
It's time for the Rockstar Wrestler Spotlight.
Welcome back to the Backstage Pass podcast here on the Rockstar Pro Network. And we're here. It's time for the guest spotlight here tonight. And for the first time ever, I got C.W. Scott here as a guest. I'm sure you love that, Kris, don't you?
You got C.W. Scott.
Yeah, I
no
love
offense, boss.
How you guys
got
doing?
C.W.
How you guys doing?
That's right. The boss of Rockstar Pro is here as a guest on the Backstage Pass. The first time ever, C.W. How does it feel?
First time. Normal.
Normal?
Normal.
Yeah. It's not that much
No,
normal.
it doesn't feel weird or anything
no.
like climb the gym rope or anything. It's normal.
That's great. Well, now that you're here, I mean, Rockstar Pro Wrestling, we're coming up on the 4-year anniversary event coming up. 4 years of Rockstar Pro. You're the boss of Rockstar Pro. Can you tell us how Rockstar Pro Wrestling got started here? What are the roots of Rockstar Pro Wrestling?
The roots are basically there was a void in the Dayton area for professional wrestling. I mean professional wrestling, not backyard.
Right.
And so I saw a void there for a training school, and you need a wrestling venue. So I looked around for buildings and stuff, and saw it. Found the building, and also at the time was looking for a place to also do concerts, and stuff. Because I come from a music background. I gained my experience in production stuff with bands and different artists, and that, doing different events and stuff for them, and tour managing and stuff. So kind of got suckered into being the one to go find the building and all that stuff. So here we are, 4 years later.
Absolutely, 4 years later. And you know that wrestling and rock concert combo, it's a really unique, interesting dynamic here in this building, isn't it? I like the crossover of the fans that come here.
Oh, it's awesome, because I think we get a lot of fans that come to Rockstar Pro Wrestling that are from the rock genre, or go to concerts that don't really know about independent wrestling nowadays.
Sure.
And so we do draw from that crowd and get people who had no idea this exists still. So
no doubt about it. I mean, in Rockstar Pro Wrestling, it's grown so much since day one.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I always was a fan here, Rockstar Pro Wrestling. I loved it from day one, but you can't deny how great it's become. And now at the 4-year anniversary event, it looks bigger than ever, and I can't wait for it. We have the huge Armageddon Games matchup that you're in, and we have to talk about, not only are you in this matchup, right? You're the first member of this matchup. What made you come to that decision?
Well, really, Ron Mathis running his mouth and stuff, thinking he's some big bad wolf and everything, and don't be pig on me over there either,
I just
go ahead.
Come on, man. Like, you haven't been in the ring as a competitor for what, like 15 months? Over a year.
Over a year.
And you're going in with my man Ron Mathis from the very get-go? He's going to kill you.
Not to cut you off or anything, but do you really think this is a wrestling match? Do you think there's going to be wrestling going on here? I'm going in here to beat the shit out of Ron Mathis. I may not wrestle after this match, and I don't give a shit. My only mission is go in there and kill Ron Mathis. I want his blood on my hands.
And you say that this may not be a wrestling match. I mean, let's explain to the fans, what is Armageddon Games? What are the rules of this matchup coming up, the main event of 4?
Armageddon Games is loosely based upon War Games, just bigger in the future now. Armageddon Games is, what we're going to do is have 2 adjacent sides of a cage. Then on the other 2 sides, we're going to have 2 pits of death.
Wow.
And hopefully some shit I can kill Ron with.
I love the sound of that. So it's War Games. They're going to start with a competitor on each team, and then a coin flip?
We'll start with Ron. Then I'll get in there, start beating the shit out of Ron. And then after 2 minutes, somebody else will come in. We'll see which team. I think there's a big coin flip for that point. Hopefully somebody from my team, so 2 of us can continue to beat the shit out of Ron. And there'll be nothing left of him by the time another member comes in.
Now we got to talk about this. This Foundation versus Rockstar Pro Wrestling. I mean, I don't know about you. I mean, I assumed this blindsided you like this blindsided me. I never saw Jake, Kris in a million years and the rest of the Foundation do what they did on that fateful night back in December.
He got me.
Yeah.
Jake got me.
Right.
Because literally just a few days before this, I signed him to a 5-year deal as general manager to this company.
That's right.
I gave him huge amounts of power. And I did that because it allows me to go do the business side of this company. This company has gotten to the point that there's multiple sides to it. There's a wrestling, a business, and what we need to do to keep the machine going.
Okay.
And so I thought I was doing the right thing signing Jake to this 5-year general manager contract.
And you were.
whatever.
Well,
No, turned out being a horrible decision because I signed Jake thinking he was done wrestling.
Right.
I did not want a wrestler as a general manager because things can happen
Right.
when,
You've seen that with Nash and WCW, all that
everything.
junk. Yeah.
So I went doing this thinking Jake was no longer a wrestler. And guess what? What's he do now? He's a wrestler.
Yeah. And he's making sure his guys are on top to the best of his ability, right?
yeah, but look how awesome the card is for 4, right? I mean, I don't like this whole Foundation versus Rockstar Pro because the Foundation is a part of Rockstar Pro, right? I mean, give me that at least, C-Dub.
They are, and they have their place.
Okay.
But they need to stay in their place.
And what's that?
Be a productive part of this locker room. Be leaders, but don't try to take the place over.
Right. They say they want what's best for Rockstar Pro, but
exactly.
It seems to me like they want what's best for themselves.
That's
right?
what. Yeah, you should see stuff in my office coming. I need red M&Ms. I need the.
Are you serious?
Dude, it's stupid.
Well, you said earlier that you gave Jake power because you had behind the scenes stuff to do. That leads to a question that fans have been asking me: is like, who is in charge here? You're a boss. Gigi has control. Michael, or the man simply known as Mikhail, right?
Right.
He has control. And Jake's a general manager. Like, how does the power structure work here in Rockstar Pro?
Basically, when it comes to ownership, it's Michael, Gigi, and myself.
Okay.
I'm more of the CEO, president of it, kind of, but then Jake was hired as general manager, so Gigi does more of the press and promotions and stuff like that. Michael, I don't really know what the hell he does. Complains. Head of complaint department. What does Michael
He's a
do?
mid-card messiah.
But what does he do?
He puts on great matches. He brings in great talent.
Like I said,
Like Alex Galone.
we don't know what Michael does, actually.
Come on.
But
He beat the hell out of DJ Hyde. That was awesome.
really.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he needed some help with that, but that's a whole nother story for another time. But so you were saying you made Jake Kris general manager. I assume that 5-year deal's a concrete deal.
Oh,
Can't be taken
no,
away.
it can't be taken away. It can't be. When I do deals with talent like that, that's it.
So now that Jake Kris has this power and it can't be taken away, and now he's, in our view and most people's view, abusing that power to his advantage. What do you do to try to take that away from him? You just beat the hell out of the Foundation and then they're gone? Is that the plan?
Hopefully, after we beat the shit out of them at Armageddon Games, they learn their boundaries.
Okay.
Be part of the team. Don't try to take over the team.
Right.
It's like you get signed by the Cincinnati Reds,
Yeah.
and you just kick in the door of the front office and go, I'm running the things here now. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're the general manager and you're the third base coach. Go out there and be the third base coach.
Good point.
Well, it sounds to me like Armageddon Games is halfway a misnomer, right? Armageddon, I think that's appropriate. Games, this is no game. I mean, let's face it.
No.
This is about the control, the future, the destiny of this company. That doesn't sound like a game to me.
No, not at all.
It's pretty much for the soul of Rockstar Pro.
Right. The soul that the Foundation was here to help build, right? The soul that the Foundation members like Jake Kris, like Ron Mathis, like Dustin Ray's, like the mid-card Messiah Mikhail, helped to build and really solidify what this company's all about, right?
Well, you have your opinion as a journalist.
Well, I mean, they helped, but, I mean, Aaron Williams, everybody says this is the house that Aaron built, right?
Yeah, you guys say that all the time.
Yes.
That's why he's a great member of Team C-Dub over there. Mm-hmm. But one member of Team C-Dub that I'm real interested in is the Callahan Death Machine, Sami Callihan. And, an amazing wrestler. He's going to be a great member of Team C-Dub, no doubt about it. But the one question that I've heard Kris talking about it, I've heard others talk about it, he has a bit of a history with Jake, doesn't he? Like, is that something that concerns you at all?
They are close. I don't know what the relationship is right now, but I spoke with Sami. I've hung out with Sami.
Right.
Like, I think he's kind of annoyed by this whole thing anyway himself.
I would hope so, yeah.
So I'm not really too worried about Sami.
Okay. That's good.
Well,
how you feeling over there, Kris?
Well, hey, maybe you shouldn't be worried about Sammy. Maybe you should be worried about the 4 other guys. Because, don't get me wrong. I know that in your day you were a great athlete, but come on, man. This is Armageddon Games. Like you said, this is not a wrestling match. This is about brutality. Mm-hmm. And the 4 guys from the Foundation, no brutality. That's where I'm coming from, man. That's my opinion.
No, and you are right somewhat that they are very tough individuals. Mm-hmm. Very tough individual. They're all great competitors and right. But I'm going into this with a mindset of we've got to destroy these guys to save our company.
A company that you built from the beginning, so this means more to you than anybody.
Anything.
Right.
And my last breath, if it's overcrawling on this match to pin them, that's how it is. I don't have to worry about getting back in that ring again. This can be it for me, and I'm fine with that.
As long as you win, you're happy with it.
As long as, not just win, destroy Ron Mathis.
Great attitude.
Well, I guess all that's left is to thank C-Dub for being on here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being part of the C-Dub.
Thank you.
Yeah.
First time ever on the Backstage Pass podcast. My friend C.W. Scott is going to help take the Foundation down at 4. I can't wait for it. We'll be right back here on the Backstage Pass podcast shortly.
Had enough Backstage Pass? Too bad. Here's more.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah, C.W. Scott was the guest. How great was that?
It was something.
It was awesome. I think Team C-Dub is going to take it to the Foundation at 4. I can't wait till 4, man.
You know what?
Can't wait.
He may be our boss.
Yeah.
He may be a principal owner. Mm-hmm. I think C-Dub has bitten off way more than he can chew.
Hey, you got to respect the man. He's the reason why this company is here today.
He's a reason, Mark.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of people to build a strong foundation.
Oh, well, I can't wait for 4, that's for sure, right?
That's right, 4, our biggest internet pay-per-view ever, Friday, February 5th, here at Rockstar Pro Arena, celebrating 4 years,
4 years
in the
man.
Rockstar Pro Arena.
Amazing.
And I've been here since day 1. How about you, Mike?
Hey, I came here about a month after the first show. I mean, that's not bad, right?
And, you've been doing commentary for a couple years, right?
Yeah, since June of 2013, that's right.
And I've been doing this podcast for 3.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
I've been on a lot of those, though.
Have you?
Yeah, I've been on a lot of those.
Yeah, I've been on more.
I'm pretty sure that I've been to more shows than you, though, because you missed some. That's for another discussion.
Let's talk about 4.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Okay, we've got a great card we're going to run through here, just so you know what's coming up again on 4. First off, Jock Sampson versus DJ Hyde.
Absolutely. Lariat to Jock Sampson. I can't wait for it. On top of that, we have the Dark Star Matt Taylor facing off with the International King of Swerve, Shane Strickland.
Yeah, that's right. Also, in women's action, we're going to see Samantha Heights, Rockstar's own Samantha Heights, take on Angel Dust.
That's going to be a great matchup. And on top of that, we have a rematch from Ultimatum.
Right.
When Zachary Wentz goes one-on-one with Chainsaw Joe Gacy.
Right. Also, the much-acclaimed aerial assault match.
Can't wait.
Kyle Maverick, Clayton Jackson, Ace Perry, Kyle Craven, Percy Davis, Alexander James, Big Jim Hutchison, and Wings.
And who knows, you might get a surprise or two in that matchup as well. You never know who's going to show up for aerial assault. And the winner of that matchup gets a future American Luchacore Championship match. So big stakes in that matchup for sure. On top of that, here's one of the big ones, Kris. Yes. Brother versus brother. Jake Christ, Dave Christ. They're going one-on-one, but never as personal as this. I can't wait for it at 4.
Absolutely. That one is personal, to say the least.
Yeah, we don't have to say anything more about that.
Also, we're going to see the Rockstar Pro Tag Team titles defended in a 4 corners tag team title match in which Bruce Gray and John Murray, Grits and Gravy, put their tag team gold on the line.
Yeah, that's right. A 4-corner tag team match. Like you said, they're facing off against the Viking War Machine, 2 bad dudes, featuring Pompano Joe and Jeremiah. I love Pompano Joe, by the way.
I know you do.
And this is awkward.
What's with Sid wanting to pee on people now?
It's pretty strange. I have to say, it's very strange.
I don't even think it's sexual.
No, I don't know what it is. It's out there.
Yeah,
it's out there, man. But moving on from that match, the main event, the one we've all been talking about, the one everybody's talking about,
Armageddon
Games. That's right. Meeting of the old school war games, meeting a new school ultra-violent death match, rolled into one match. I can't wait for this one, man.
That's right.
Give me your team one more time.
I will.
The Foundation.
The Foundation. It's going to be the mid-card Messiah McHale. It's going to be Alex Colon, Dustin Reyes, and the white trash Messiah, Ron Mathis. Who's on your team, Mark?
Okay. Team C-Dub, though. We got C.W. Scott, who has everything on the line. Like he said earlier, this is a man possessed. He's going to team up with the baddest man alive, Aaron Williams, the Pitbull Ganger, and the Callahan Death Machine, Sammy Callahan. I tell you what, man, I can't wait till 4. I can't wait till this Friday, man. I can't wait for it.
I can't wait till Friday either, but I honestly am a little concerned that Friday is probably going to be the last we'll ever see of C.W. Scott. I don't think he's going to survive this match.
Oh, I think C.W. Scott is going to win this matchup for his team. He's going to survive. Even if he gets broken down in the process, his team's going to win the match. That's for sure.
Well, you're wrong, but everyone else can see what happens at 4. Mm-hmm. Our biggest pay-per-view ever.
See what you did there.
You like that?
No, that?
I don't like that one.
I like this one.
No.
At 4, Rockstar Pro Network, right?
See, our listeners on Spreaker and YouTube have no idea what we're doing now.
That's true.
Way to screw it up, Mark.
You know what? Let's just get out of here. How about that?
Yes. We'll see you at 4.
That's all for this episode. Be sure to come back for another edition of Backstage Pass, Rockstar Pro Wrestling's official podcast.